All right, so today we're talking about volume of pyramids, and the goal of that volume activity with the water was for you to be able to compare the volume of a pyramid to the volume of a prism. Hopefully you were able to see that the volume of a pyramid is only a fraction of the volume of a prism. Okay, ideally I wanted you to come up with that exact fraction. All right, that exact fraction is 1/3. Okay, and when I write this, okay, when I'm going to use this, I'm going to call it as B times H over 3. Okay, that's easier again. The B is your area of your base, that's why it's capitalized. H is your height. Okay, now here's a deal with the height of a pyramid. The height of a pyramid drops down from its vertex and is perpendicular to the base. All right, when finding the surface area, we found the slant height. Whoops, the slant height, remember, ran along one of your lateral faces. Hard to draw there. Okay, but the height drops from the vertex and goes right down to the base. It's perpendicular to that base. Okay, so let's see how it works. You want to find the volume of this pyramid. Well, if I look here, I notice that my base is a triangle. So to find the capital B, or area of our base, remember your triangle, it looks like this. To find the area of a triangle, you do 8 times 14 divided by 2, okay, which should give you 56. All right, this 17 drops from the vertex and is perpendicular to our base, so that is our height. So to find the volume, I do 56 times 17 all over 3, okay, which ends up giving you 952, and then 952, which is about 317.33 units cubed. All right, I did that kind of fast. Feel free to rewind it and look at it again, okay? If you look at this problem here, our next one, all right, this is our height. The height starts at the top and goes down to the center of your base, right? It goes perpendicular to your base. This 25 is pointing to the slant height. So in this problem, we're going to use the slant height to help us find our height. All right, so I'm going to take out this triangle. Oops. Take out this triangle here, right there, okay? I'm going to use that to help me find my height. So this right here is 25. This bottom part here is half of 14, so that is 7, and this is x. So this is a Pythagorean triple, okay? If you don't know your triples, you can always just do 7 squared plus x squared equals 25 squared, but you should get x to be 24, all right? X to be 24. So to find the volume of this pyramid, okay, I need to do area of my base, which is a square, so that's 14 times 14, all right? So that's the big capital B is 14 times 14, which is 196. So again, the volume equals 196 times 24 all over 3. And 196 times 24 is 4,704. 4,704 divided by 3 gives you 1568 units cubed. All right, those are the volume of those two. Okay, of those two. Again, I went kind of fast. Feel free to rewind and rewatch those last two there. All right. This next one, all right? This next one's a little bit little bit more challenging. Okay, a little on the tougher side, but I think we're more than capable of doing this. All right. First of all, our base here, you'll see, of this pyramid is a square. All right, 4 congruent sides tells us that this is a square. Okay. The next thing you'll see that this 13 is one of the lateral edges here. It's one of your lateral edges, and the 10 is the base. All right, or excuse me, another edge. So if I have this 13, 13 is neither the height nor the slant height. So I'm going to use a 13 to help me find my slant height. Okay, so this would be 5 and 5, and this would be x. Well, if you know your triples again, that's a 5, that's a 5, 12. Pythagorean triple, that's a 5, 12, 13, or you could do 5 squared plus x squared equals 13 squared, so x equals 12. All right, it's 12. Okay. Once I find that, that's my slant height, right? Well, my slant height is going to be used to help me find the height of my shape, which again drops straight down and is perpendicular. So I'm going to do the Pythagorean theorem again. Here's my height, my slant height, and part of my lateral face, or part of my edge. So that's a 5. This is 12, and this is now, I'll call it y. All right, this one is not a triple, so we do have to do the Pythagorean theorem. Why don't you pause your video and do the Pythagorean theorem now, and then you can check to see if your work is correct. Okay. And you should have gotten y to be the square root of 119, I believe. Yeah, square root of 119. All right. Okay. And this is your height. This is the height of your shape. All right. Square root of 119 is the height of your shape. So now I'm going to use that to find the volume. A lot of work on this one. Okay. Volume. Area of my base. Base is a square, so it's 10 times 10, which is 100. Times the height, which is the square root of 119, all over 3. Now I can leave it like this, 100 over 3, or 100 square root 19 over 3, or I can write it as 33.33 root 119 units cubed. Again, I'll accept either. I'll accept either of those. Okay. Why don't you try this one? All right, that 8 is your slant height. Okay. Use the slant height to help you find your height. Try that one on your own. Pause the video and come back and check your work. So there's my triangle with the 8, 6, and x, and you should get x to equal square root of 28, which is 2 root 7, and that is your height. Okay. You have a square base, so the base equals 12 times 12, which is 144. All right. So for the volume, I'm going to do 144 times 2 root 7 all over 3, which is 288 root 7 over 3, which gives me 96 root 7 units cubed. Okay. Bit of a longer video today. All right. Feel free to go back and rewatch this, as this is a lot of information to take in today. I would encourage you to rewatch this video a couple times to help you fully understand what you're doing here. Okay. If you have any questions, or if you had any questions on the video, always feel free to pause and ask me. I'm floating around the room. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.